Radical.
Before I start this short commentary, fair warning. Fair warning is there is Man on Fire in the background. Not a Man on Fire, but actually the Denzel Washington movie with Dakota Fanning. It's really good. I'm multitasking, so I do for my business on the side. I sell things like DVDs, physical media. Crazy concept, right? I clean, I test, I sell traditional physical media. You know, not the file for Man on Fire that you buy somewhere, you stream, that you can't hold in your hand, that you can't give or lend to others. I love physical media. Now, there's downsides of physical media. For instance, the space, the storage. I get it. But I deal in physical media. I sell lots of movies like Denzel Washington movies. People that truly enjoy having the item, owning the item. Now, slowly but surely, because of things like, convenience, the argument for that, because of things like retail stores not having space to sell things like movies, we're losing the ownership. And I feel, personally, it fucking sucks, right? But, with things like movies, people have kind of come to expect that that's mostly going to streaming. And a lot of people would say, I only want to watch a movie once or twice, and then I'm done with the movie. Fair enough. But still, you can't tell me that it's not great having an option to own something like Denzel Washington's Man on Fire. Maybe, like I said, you want to share it with other people. Maybe you want to lend it to somebody. Maybe they want to lend it to somebody else. Hell, maybe you want to do something called selling an item. Maybe you get a movie, maybe you want to sell it to somebody that's a big fan of Denzel Washington. Maybe there's people out there that want to have a collection of all of his movies because they're a big fan. The same thing applies to video games. Same thing applies to music CDs. Same thing applies to anything else that you can collect. Now, getting that out of the way, these game consoles, these new game consoles like the Sony PlayStation 5 Pro are anti-collector. You get the system, you get controllers for it, but you can't collect shit for it. There's no way to collect anything for the PlayStation 5 Pro, the edition where you can actually have to buy an extra disc drive. They still give you the option of buying a disc drive separate from it. Okay, I'll turn down Man on Fire a little bit in the background to help the commentary just a bit. But I'm a man of limited time. And I don't have time to deal with stupidity. But sadly, on this YouTube channel, I have to deal with people that come by and leave a lot of stupid fucking comments. Now, I'm thinking about basically just coming up with a series of uploads to where I can directly respond to particular kinds of stupidity. Might save me a whole lot of time. Sometimes I outright I ban somebody because I have no time for stupidity. Many of you at a channel probably feel the same way when you're a very busy person. Like I said, main job, weekend business, and here on YouTube, I don't have time to respond to all the stupidity. Now, I'm responding to this because I'm choosing to make time to save myself time later. Maybe anybody that thinks about leaving some stupid comments might not, and it might actually be a time saver for me taking this 5-10 minutes to record and upload this. So it might seem like contradictory, like, Rick, you don't have time to talk about stupidity, but you're talking about stupidity? Well, this is to save me time in the future from people thinking about leaving stupidity. You get it? Right. But I would explain that in more depth, but I don't have really time to explain that in depth. Haha. So, getting out of the way, you see, Duo Maxwell said this is not touting, more like they don't want you dumbasses buying it, then complain there's no disk drive, well, it clearly says on the box. Well, there's a lot of disrespect here. And I don't need to be a person that's disrespected. You only should be disrespected if you're doing disrespectful things to other people, or you're stupid, or you're ignorant. That's the reasons people should be disrespected. But I'm a person above all others that I personally even know in real life that doesn't need to be disrespected. All right? I'm the guy in my life that fixes problems and answers questions. The last thing anybody needs to do is come here, listen to my commentary, and disrespect me. Referring to me as, quote, a dumbass, buying it then complaining. because you're talking directly to me and other people trying to call us dumbasses. And dumbasses for thinking that they are touting that it's disc-free, when they most surely are touting that it is disc-free on the box. I don't see any other way around it. They're not saying all digital. They're not saying disc drive required to play disc games. No, they're just saying disc-free. Like, it's just disc-free, Even disc-less would be better than disc-free, with the line right through the disc. Some people might say, well, they got to put some on the box. Because maybe there are people that might buy it thinking it has a disc drive. So you're insulting people for buying a new game console thinking that it should have a disc drive, when traditionally all the games consoles that released in the majority of game consoles since there's disc media has had disc. You're calling these people dumbasses for thinking that game consoles should have disc drives. I think the dumbasses are the people that are buying the systems without the disc drives. Those are the dumbasses that are giving their rights to game ownership away. So that's the conversation we should be having, is the fucking dumbasses that are buying these brand new game consoles for $700+ after tax. Let's say you get the PS5 Pro and the stand to stand it on. That's over $700. And you don't even get a disc drive. So you have zero game ownership. But yeah, it is touting that. It very clearly is touting on the box that it does not have a disc drive. It should be a sin for a games console to not have a disc drive. I don't even see how they're getting away with that shit. Oh, maybe it's the dumbasses that want to forego their game ownership. I'm not even talking about the people that have mostly a digital game collection. They're just giving it away by not having a disc drive. You telling me that there's never an instance to where, even if, let's say, you make an argument, well, I'm getting all the digital games because I don't have the space for storage. You telling me you don't have a couple spots on a shelf for a couple physical titles that you want to buy and own? You telling me there's not a movie or two, like Denzel Washington's Man on Fire, that you want to own and you want to watch over and over again? Can't tell me there's a couple media like that? Not all media is throwaway media. There's some games that, you want to own, not just download. Then there's another stupid comment here by Jet Set Baron. Okay, Sony, you lost me. I'm going to PC. Well, this is not a stupid comment. Excuse me. It's the person that replied to that, who is no longer on the channel, some dude 8128 or something. Well, Jet Set said to Sony, you lost me. I'm going to PC. Thanks. See ya. Well, I get that. A lot of Sony's games are coming to PC anyways, and you have a lot more options on PC. If you build a PC, let's say you don't care about game ownership, and you're part of the PC crowd. I think the PC crowd is where you should go if you don't give a shit about game ownership, because you have a lot more options. You can even mod your games. You can do a lot of stuff on PC that you cannot do on games consoles. So you're better off just going to PC if you don't care about physical game media. But the dude says PC doesn't have disc, you retard. This person is not saying they're going to PC just because it, just because they need the disc, you dumbass. They're going to PC because they see that there's no difference. If they're not gonna prioritize having disc drives, and you have to pay scalpers $200+ to get a fucking disc drive for a system like the PS5 Pro, then might as well just go to PC. If Sony's forgetting about the disc and trying to push that into the background and smoothly going into a generation, the next generation, probably the PS6, might not even have an option to buy a disc, then why shouldn't people start investing in PC and getting themselves some graphics cards? Like I said, if a lot of Sony games are coming to PC regardless, why shouldn't people just get a form factor PC? Or a fully realized PC, like maybe a CyberPower or iBuyPower. That's what I got, a CyberPower. Because if the line is getting blurred between PC and games consoles anyways, then why don't a lot of people just go to PC and get on Steam? The ecosystem. Do you need a logo that says PlayStation? Do you need a logo that says that to justify it? Well, there might be a handful of exclusives that you can't get on PC but might come to PC anyways. The line is getting blurred between computer and games consoles is what I'm saying. Game consoles, there should be a definition that game consoles should have a disc drive and physical media. It's not, to me, a game console if you don't have physical media as something to put in the game console. To me, actually, it's on the bubble to even call it a games console if you have to download all the games and if you have to put the disc drive in there and then download partial parts of the games anyways and have to have an online connection. There's an argument there that it's not even a traditional game console.